I like the barbecue sauce.
Welcome to another beautiful day in London. We just finished a morning work session at the Shoreditch grind here. I got my vlog finished. So far London has been very excellent when it comes to coffee shops and restaurants. This building is so strange. I don't get it. The geometry is just so confusing. Run out of battery on my laptop, so now we're heading back to the hotel to work from the lobby. Should we do the Q&A today?
Yeah, let's do that.
Alright, so time for the Q&A. But first I need a haircut. Alright guys, here comes the Q&A. You guys have been absolutely amazing with all the questions that you've been submitting. I tried to search for the best questions that pretty much answer all the questions. Before I start with the Q&A, I wanted to ask you guys to give this video a thumbs up right now before we get going. Give the video a thumbs up if you've been enjoying the travel vlogs lately. Let me know what you've been thinking about our travels in the comment section down below. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe right now. In my analytics, I can see that there are a lot of viewers that keep coming back to my videos, but they aren't subscribed. And also hit that notification bell. That way you'll be up to date. And there's a really awesome video going online this week where I show you guys how to book any flight. Doesn't matter if it's economy, coach, business or first class. I'm gonna show how you can make sure that you'll get the cheapest ticket every single time. I'm giving out all my secrets in that video, so turn on the notification for that. All right, let's get started with the Q&A. First question comes from Baptiste. He's asking, when are we gonna be in Munich again? And actually we are going to be back in Munich next week, but we're only going to be there to travel to the airport because next week on Thursday we are flying back to Miami, which is really awesome, and we're taking a flight out of Munich because it was cheap. Marlene asked, which type of visa did you acquire? We are going to start up our business in the United States with the L1 visa. It's a specific visa for existing foreign companies starting up a subsidiary in the United States. Ewan Chapman, I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly, asked what were your first steps in opening a coffee shop? And I think that is a very good and very important question. If you're thinking of opening up your own coffee shop, and as a matter of fact, this goes for starting up any type of business. If you want to open up a coffee shop, you have to be extremely passionate about coffee, and you need a lot of know-how about coffee. You have to learn how to operate espresso makers, you have to learn how to use the grinders, and you have to learn a lot about taste of espresso, origin of espresso beans, details of preparation. And as a matter of fact, there are courses that you can go to learn that, but it won't give you any in-depth know-how. So what you should actually do is get yourself an espresso machine. It doesn't have to be anything fancy or expensive, but just start experimenting with espresso. Start trying out what differences in timing and pressure and temperature and water quality, how they influence the taste of the espresso. Try different origins and find your flavor, and ultimately that should be the next step. Finding your flavor and defining what flavor you want to serve to your customers, because that will define what type of coffee shop you are and what type of customers that you're going to have. You have to make a business plan and calculate what potential revenue you can make, what your turnover is going to be, what are your overheads. There are a lot of template sheets that will tell you everything you have to consider. If you just Google for how to open up a coffee shop, there's a very good website that has estimates on numbers, how much will insurance, rent, payrolling, all those things, how much will it cost, and you can go from that. Sunita asked, have you ever lost or forgotten camera/camera gear? And as a matter of fact, no, I've never forgotten or lost or even broken a camera. I take a lot of pride in how I look after my camera equipment and my camera gear, because I think it just has a little bit to do with professionalism. I think it has a little bit to do with professionalism. You have to take pride in your job, and taking pride in your job also means looking after your equipment and keeping everything neat. And I do not respect when YouTubers think it's cool to damage and mess up their camera gear just because they got enough money or influence to get a new camera very fast. And saying if in the moment that you start worrying about your equipment, it's the moment where you stop making good movies is absolute bullshit. That is not true. Look after your camera gear and treat it well. Goes, and my dear friend Alexander, who will be coming to Miami very soon, has a few questions for me. The first question is, do you plan an office for your agency, or is it going to be a purely online business? Well, the answer is yes and no. We are going to have an office for our agency, but the majority of our work is going to happen outside of that office. It's just one of those things that we need. We need an office, we need a place of work, which we will have. We'll use it for meetings, but we like to work on the go and will continue to do that. Will the agency be a subsidiary of the Austrian company? I touched on that before when I told you about the visa. It is a subsidiary. It is owned 100% by the mother corporation here in Austria. Which flight are we going to take to the US? Well, I'm actually going to do a little bit of a mileage run. If you want to know what that is, then watch my How to Fly Business Class Cheap video. We're going to fly from Munich to London, to Philadelphia, to Chicago, to Atlanta, to Miami. And that way we're going to get enough points to reach our gold status with British Airways, which in turn will make collecting and using miles much easier for us in future. And the tickets were really cheap. Alessia asked, how do you guys feel about Trump and is it going to influence your business in the US? I don't like to talk politics on my YouTube channel. There's a lot of things happening in politics at the moment. Some of them are good, some of them are bad if you look at it at a global scale. I think that a lot of good things are going to happen and I think that a lot of bad things are going to happen, but with every president, it's going to be a balance. Lisa asked, have you ever been to Canada? Yes, I have been to Canada. I think it was 3 times. But I've never left the airport. But this year, I definitely want to travel to Canada and explore a little bit. Another question from Senita is, have you guys ever had a bad flight experience? Yes, I had a terrible flight experience a few years back when we traveled from Bangkok to Europe. There was some technical problem with the plane that was supposed to fly. So they used a very old jumbo plane. They didn't have in-flight entertainment for everybody. It was just like one huge screen, which was a very old beamer with 3 lamps, like I think it's red, green and blue. And only the blue and red lamps were working. And the movie kept starting over after 40 minutes on a 12-hour flight that was. And the second bad flight I had was actually recently when we flew with Ethiopian Airlines from Vienna to Addis Ababa. They had to use a very old 737-800, and even though we were traveling business class, it was so old, we actually could have booked an economy class ticket because there was no benefit in flying business class. AJ Mountain asked, how did you guys start up your company and how did we have the idea for the company? Our first company was the advertising agency. Nelly was working as a promoter for different agencies. She wasn't happy with the work that they were doing and a lot of clients were complaining about those agencies, so we decided to use our know-how and do it better, basically. Loki Reed, I hope that's how you pronounce it, asked if we are coming to Australia. Yes, this year I'm planning on flying to Australia. I don't know any details yet, but I'm trying to make it happen. We've collected up a lot of miles with British Airways, so we might be able to get an award flight from Europe to Australia. But as I said, it's probably going to be later on this year. I don't have any details yet. All right, guys, that was the Q&A. I have a very important request to you guys. I want you to let me know in the comments sections down below what video you would like me to film next, because we're kind of in a transition phase this week before we go back to Miami. We're here in Austria spending a lot of time on organizing things for Miami, and I don't really have time to vlog, especially because editing the vlogs takes up a lot of time. But I do have time to take like an hour for filming and an hour for editing out of the day to make topical videos. So let me know what kind of video you guys want to see. If there's like a challenge video you want us to do, let us know. If you want me to make a video about booking cheap flights, you're in luck because I'm going to make that video this week. Maybe it's something about traveling, travel hacks, how to pack for travel. Let me know in the comments down below because I need your help for this. So now that we've done that, let's continue to our regular scheduling and go back to our London vlogs. But if you haven't, hit that thumbs up button, do it right now and subscribe. Thanks. See you back in London, which happened a few days ago. Yeah. We are on our way to dinner. Going to Smokestak, an awesome restaurant nearby the hotel. How did you guys enjoy the Q&A, the quick Q&A section in this vlog? The interesting thing is, I'm asking you because I don't know yet, because I haven't filmed it yet. But I'm gonna film it tomorrow and edit it into today's vlog, so
It's my fault, I'm not feeling well.
It is not feeling well, so we didn't do the Q&A yet. But we'll do it tomorrow, it's no problem. It's all easy going. And how are you guys liking my new haircut? I'm feeling good. I'm enjoying it. I'm liking it. It was an interesting experience to have my haircut at Ruffian's. Can only say good things. I have to pack away this camera because the lens I have on here is not weather sealed and it's actually raining right now. So. Alright, that meal was absolutely insane. That was so good. Kevin. I don't even know where to start. And there was a guy sitting on the table next to us. He was from Texas, and he says that was even better than the stuff that you get in Texas. So that's saying something. I just need to lay it down on a flat surface and let this food digest itself slowly.
Probably not the best idea.
The brisket was so juicy. And the barbecue sauce was perfect, and the ribs and everything. It's just
even I like the barbecue sauce, and I'm not such a
and then the price, people, the price.
Well, compared to Miami.
Oh, compared to I think even for Austrian standards.
Yeah.
It
was very good price value.
Oh.
Yeah.
Tremendous. I would have gone for a dessert, but I was just too full. Too damn full. Alright guys, I just filmed that whole sequence in super slow-mo, really close up with my greasy face, but I'm gonna leave it in the vlog.
Yeah,
as a matter of fact,
it's very enthusiastic.
As a matter of fact, I'm going to show you my pleasure in slow-mo right now.
The brisket was so juicy. The barbecue sauce was perfect. The ribs and everything. It's just even I like the barbecue sauce, and I'm not such a. And then the price was too full. Too damn full.